The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. More than 20 years ago, the Kraft Foods Company introduced a wonderful new salad dressing, a superbly smooth, delicious-tasting salad dressing called Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip was so remarkably good that it soon became the most popular salad dressing ever created. Now Miracle Whip outsells the next 20 leading brands of salad dressing combined, and good cooks everywhere depend on it to make their salads better tasting. To bring out the best in your salads, use the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing. Well, a family always has to make minor adjustments when relatives come to visit. But when a relative like Aunt Hattie arrives, it calls for major adjustments. After a week of such stern domination, the Great Gildersleeve and Leroy find it difficult to keep smiling.
No, Leroy. It isn't that she'll be here forever.
How do you know?
She'll go back home, sooner or later. Let's be cheerful.
I'll wait till she leaves. Then I'll be cheerful.
No, my boy.
She keeps the shades pulled down all day. I feel like I'm living in a coat closet.
Well, I'm going to do something about this dark house. The idea. The shades pulled at high noon. Bertie! Bertie!
Yeah, watch it, Unc. She hates noise.
Yeah.
You call me, Miss Gildersleeve?
Oh, quiet, Bertie.
Yes, sir. You called me?
Bertie, it's a little dark in here. I wonder if we shouldn't raise the shades.
Well, that would be a good idea.
Well, will you take care of it?
Leroy, would you like to do it?
Not me.
Bertie, let's not pass the buck. Let's raise the shades. This is my house, you know.
Yes, sir, but you ain't giving the orders.
Oh. Yeah, I'll raise the shade. I'm not afraid of Aunt Hattie.
Aren't you going to do it, Unc?
Well, as Aunt Hattie says, no use fading the rugs.
No nerve, huh?
It isn't that. I'll just raise it a few inches. Oop. Slipped out of my hand.
I think I'll go out and play.
I think I'll head for the kitchen.
No, wait a minute. Both of you are exaggerating. You make it sound like Aunt Hattie's a terrible ogre.
But, Unc.
Throckmorton.
Yeah, hello, Aunt Hattie. You have a good rest?
Well, I did until people started shouting down here.
Oh, sorry, Aunt Hattie.
And for heaven's sakes, what's the shade doing up at the ceiling? Was that the awful racket?
Yeah.
Leroy, I explained to everybody that the hot sun fades rugs.
I didn't do it.
Bertie?
Don't look at me. I'm innocent.
Then who could have done it? A big 220-pound elf?
Yeah, Aunt Hattie, I was adjusting the shade and it got away from me. Yeah, I'll pull it down again.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
I'll put the shades up tonight.
Tonight? Then everybody can see in.
Well, I have no objection to anybody seeing what I do at night. There's nothing more heartwarming to the passing stranger than the happy family circle framed in the picture window.
Who's happy?
Bertie, when you went to the grocery this morning, did you remember to get my yeast and yogurt?
Yes, ma'am.
You forgot it the other day.
That'll never happen again.
Leroy, some children are playing in the back lot. Will you tell them to be quiet until 1:15? I'm napping.
Right away, Aunt Hattie.
And Throckmorton, you keep your little pinkies off those window shades, or Aunt Hattie will spank.
You're all right, Aunt Hattie. Now, you better finish your nap or you'll be cross tonight.
Well, I had to come down and straighten you people out.
Be cheerful, Unc. Like you say, she won't stay forever.
I will see to that. Leroy.
Yeah, Unc?
step into the kitchen, will you?
Okay.
Bertie, close the door.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
While Aunt Hattie's still asleep, we're going to have a little council of war.
Okay, I'll raid the icebox.
Hey, Leroy, pay attention. No eating.
Well, you said it was a council of war. And they say an army marches on its stomach.
Yes. Now, I know we're all fond of Aunt Hattie.
Yeah?
Oh, yes, sir.
But we're also agreed that she has overstayed her visit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, naturally, we want to be diplomatic about it. But we must let Aunt Hattie know she can't stay all summer. So we have to think of a plan.
I can think better when I'm eating.
Leroy.
Bertie's thought of her plan.
Oh, yes, Bertie?
Bertie decided if Aunt Hattie stays around, Bertie's going on an extended vacation.
What? And leave us here to eat Aunt Hattie's eggplant boiled in seaweed?
Leroy, that's eggplant cooked with spinach. Her very special recipe. Yeah. But I think Bertie has an idea.
Bertie thinks so, too.
What I'm getting at is, we can tell Aunt Hattie we're all going on a vacation.
Yeah?
Bertie can go her way. You and I, Leroy, will go up to Clear Lake and fish.
And Aunt Hattie can go home.
Well, I know she wouldn't want to interfere with our vacations.
Hey, Unc, you're using your head.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gildersleeve got a brain.
Well.
You know what you got, Mr. Gildersleeve? You got a brain.
Yeah, thank you, Bertie.
Can we leave right after school's out?
Yeah, why not? Mayor Terwilliger says I can take my vacation anytime I want. I've got everything under control at the water department.
No, boy.
That'll suit Bertie. Bertie's ready to head for the mountains and relax on the pine needle.
Yeah, good, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Instead of being needled by Aunt Hattie, Bertie's going to relax on the pine needle.
Yeah, all right, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know what Bertie's going to do?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. Bertie's going to relax on the pine needles.
Ooh, I wish Bertie would be more quiet.
Well, come on, Unc. Let's go break the news to Aunt Hattie.
Yeah, good idea.
Throckmorton.
Zeke and Hattie. Thought you were resting?
I was, but who can rest with all the racket?
Well, Bertie was just amused about something.
About what?
Well,
She's going on a vacation.
yes.
Splendid. It's a good idea for her to go while I'm here. We have our little conflicts in the kitchen, so I'd love a free hand.
Well, there won't be any cooking to do, Aunt Hattie.
Why not?
Well, as a matter of fact, Leroy and I will be going on our vacation at the same time.
Yeah, Clear Lake. We're going to rent a cabin, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Well, in that case, I'll go along with you and do the cooking.
What?
Well, it wouldn't be a vacation if you didn't have somebody to cook for you.
Oh, grown.
No, Aunt Hattie. We like to rough it.
Yeah, the rougher the better.
We'll be fishing all day, eating out of cans.
Throckmorton, Leroy is a growing boy. He needs a balanced meal.
Well, true.
I'll not have little Leroy eating out of cans, like a goat.
But I want to eat like a goat.
I will go and do the cooking.
Yeah, well, of course, these plans are just tentative, Aunt Hattie. I have a lot of work to do at the office. I may not be able to get away until later, probably after you've gone home.
Yeah. When are you leaving?
Well, I will never leave when I'm needed.
And I may not get away until August.
That's all right. I'll stay.
Yeah, I think I'll stop in Peavy's, pick up some cigars, and go on to the office tonight. I'd rather work nights than have Aunt Hattie breathing down my neck at home. Hello, Peavy.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this evening?
Give me a handful of cigars.
Yeah? I thought your Aunt Hattie made you give up cigars.
Only around the house. I can smoke tonight. I'll be at the office.
Have work tonight?
Let's say I prefer to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Seems I always have a lot of work to do at the pharmacy when Mrs. Peavy's mother comes to visit.
Yeah, you just want to stay away from the house.
I'm very fond of Mrs. Peavy's mother.
That's because she seldom comes to stay.
She would if I didn't send Mrs. Peavy over there. I like to save Mother Hawkins the trip.
Oh, sure.
As a matter of fact, Mrs. Peavy's visiting her now.
Well, care to go bowling? I don't have to go to the office.
Well, I'd like to, but I have to go home at 9 o'clock and feed the parrot.
Does he have to be fed at 9 o'clock?
If I don't, he'll tell on me. You blabbermouth. Hey, there's your boss peeping in the door.
What?
Good evening, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mayor Terwilliger.
Gildersleeve.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Spending the evening at the soda fountain.
Well,
I thought this is where you spend most of the day.
now, Mr. Mayor.
I'll take a package of these razor blades, Peavy.
Very well.
Well, I thought all of us employees gave you an electric razor last Christmas.
I still need these. I may be shaving some employee's salary if he doesn't spend more time at the office.
Zoink.
Hey, Mr. Gildersleeve's on his way to the office tonight. Aren't you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Peavy, did Gildersleeve pay you to make that statement?
No, but if he wants to, it's all right.
No, I was just telling Peavy I plan to spend the whole evening at the office.
Commissioner, whom are you trying to impress?
Nobody. I expect to be at the office nearly every night.
His Aunt Hattie's living with him now.
Who?
Frankly, Mr. Mayor, I have relative troubles I'd rather not talk about.
I understand. Well, I must get home before I have relative troubles.
Oh, do you have relatives at home?
Mrs. Terwilliger.
It's very funny, Mr. Mayor.
It is not.
Goodbye, Mayor.
Goodbye. I can never tell when the mayor's kidding.
He wasn't kidding about shaving somebody's salary.
Yeah. No harm in letting him know I'm going to work tonight.
No, I know.
It's a cinch I'm not going home and sit with Aunt Hattie. It's no laughing matter. You don't know what we put up with. Shades drawn. We practically have to tiptoe around the house. She doesn't like company.
Well, my aunt is social, is she?
Say, Peavy, we've been friends a long time. Would you like to help me get rid of Aunt Hattie?
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, all right. You don't want to accommodate a good customer. I'll take my business elsewhere.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, it just occurred to me that with Mrs. Peavy out of town, you could come over and stay at my house for a few days.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you're not that good a customer.
No, wait a minute. Just think this thing through. With Mrs. Peavy away, where do you get your meals?
Here at the pharmacy.
Yeah, you can't live on vitamin pills.
Well, I can on bologna sandwiches and banana splits.
Oh, my goodness. How would you like to have Bertie prepare you a big breakfast every morning? Bacon, eggs, hot biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a big dinner every night. Thick chops, juicy roasts, 2-inch steaks. What do you say, Peavy?
To heck with the bologna. I'll be over in the morning.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Is it all right if I bring the parrot?
No, I don't think you'd better. Aunt Hattie doesn't like parrots, and you wouldn't want anything to happen to the bird.
No, I wouldn't say that.
The Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. If we were to take a popularity poll of vegetable courses, chances are the winner would be broccoli or asparagus with hollandaise sauce. And no wonder. Nothing nicer could happen to these tender green vegetables than the smooth, creamy sauce we call hollandaise. But perhaps you don't enjoy this tempting combination as often as you'd like because, as even the most accomplished cook will admit, hollandaise sauce is a tricky thing to make. Well, here's good news. Now you can make hollandaise sauce quickly and easily. Hollandaise sauce that can't fail. You do it with Miracle Whip salad dressing. Miracle Whip, the famous salad dressing with the lively, teasing flavor. The very special flavor that no other salad dressing has. Miracle Whip is made from a secret craft recipe. One that combines the qualities of old-fashioned boiled dressing and fine, rich mayonnaise. It's blended carefully, thoroughly with special craft beaters to give it the creamiest, smoothest texture you ever saw. Now, to make your never-fail hollandaise sauce, you put 1 cup of Miracle Whip into the top half of a double boiler with hot water in the bottom half, and heat the Miracle Whip for 10 minutes without boiling. Then just add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and mix it in well. That's all there is to it. Try it soon. It's a good idea to get the quart jar of Miracle Whip when you buy, so you'll have plenty on hand for all the cool, colorful salads you like to serve these days, too. Remember, it's America's favorite salad dressing, the one and only Miracle Whip. Let's get back to the Great Gildersleeve. His dear old Aunt Hattie came to stay a few days, but now it appears that, like the plumbing, she'll become a permanent fixture. Getting desperate, the water commissioner has decided to capitalize on Aunt Hattie's dislike of noise and strangers.
I've invited Peavy to stay with us a few days, Bertie.
Yes, sir?
We'll put him in the den.
Yes, sir.
He's bringing his parrot, too, Bertie.
Come again?
I say he's bringing his parrot.
That's what I thought you said. Where does the parrot sleep?
Yeah, we'll put the parrot in the hall next to Aunt Hattie's room.
I was hoping you wouldn't put that bird in my room.
Oh, no.
Or this birdie would fly the coop. Birdie ain't carrying on no conversations with no parrot.
Well, he can talk to Aunt Hattie.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gildersleeve, you think Miss Hattie's going to like all this company? Oh, you got another idea.
You bet. You know how Aunt Hattie hates people and noise. Oop. What's that?
That's Piggy's jalopy.
Oh?
He and Leroy just drove it in the backyard.
Gee. It's a wonder Aunt Hattie doesn't say something about this.
She would, but she went to market for some eggplant and spinach.
Oh, do we have to have that again, Bertie? I promised Peavy steak.
Well, I ain't planning all the meals now, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy. Piggy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. Hi, Bertie.
Hello, Piggy.
Aunt Piggy drove his jalopy over.
I heard it.
We're putting on a new horn. What do you think of it?
Yeah, look. I got it hooked up to a dry cell.
Yeah, put it here on the dining room table, Piggy.
Okay.
Do you have to bring it in the house?
We want to work on it. Make it louder.
Yeah, you can hardly hear it now. See?
Oh, my goodness. Sounds like the Chicago stockyards.
How about that, huh? How about that? Yeah, that's really great.
What a loud boy.
Yes, sir. It's a good thing Miss Hattie ain't here.
Yeah. Say, Piggy, how'd you like to stay for dinner?
Oh, what are you going to have?
Probably eggplant and spinach.
I got to go home.
No, wait a minute. We're going back to steak tonight.
I'll stay.
Oh, boy.
Piggy, why don't you come over and spend a few days with Leroy?
I stayed with him one night, and you nearly blew your top.
Well, you shouldn't have been roller skating in your room. But this time it's different.
Okay, but I'll have to go home for my trombone lesson.
What the heck? Bring your trombone.
I got the den all fixed up, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Fine, Bertie. Peavy should be here any minute.
Have you told Miss Hattie he's coming?
No, I want it to be a surprise. Once Peavy's here, she can't do anything about it.
No, sir.
Throckmorton,
Yes, Aunt Hattie?
you had a phone call when you were out
Oh?
from your boss.
Married to Williger?
He wondered why you weren't in your office this afternoon.
Well-
Where were you?
I worked 2 nights in a row.
Well, the mayor was quite bossy. As a matter of fact, I don't like his attitude.
Yeah, I know.
And if he calls again, I may just have to tell him in no uncertain terms.
Now, Aunt Hattie, let's not get me in trouble with the mayor.
Somebody's at the door, Throckmorton.
Yeah, I know. Well, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Bring your bag right in.
Thank you.
Who are you, the brush salesman?
No, ma'am, I'm Mr. Peavy.
Aunt Hattie, this is an old friend of mine.
Oh?
Didn't I tell you he was staying with us a few days?
You most certainly did not.
Yeah, well, his wife's out of town, so he asked if he might stay over here.
Mr. Gildersleeve, it wasn't exactly my...
Throckmorton, didn't you explain to Mr. Peavy that you already have a house guest?
No, not yet.
You can come into the den, Peavy, and make yourself at home.
Well, I left the parrot on the porch.
Parrot! Oh, good heavens.
Oh, Mr. Peavy couldn't leave it at home, Aunt Hattie.
Well, I hope it doesn't talk. What was that?
That's the parrot. Very talented.
Bertie!
Yes, sir?
Will you get the parrot off the porch?
Yes, I bet he's whistling at the gal.
Do you people have to shout?
Oh, sorry, Aunt Hattie. Should I show you to your room, Peavy?
Well.
Now, don't go running off, Throckmorton.
What do you mean, Aunt Hattie?
Well, I think I should know a little more about somebody I have to stay in the same house with.
Well, Mr. Peavy is our neighborhood druggist and a member of the Jolly Boys Club. You've heard me speak of the Jolly Boys.
Is that the noisy group that sings?
I can prove I'm a member. There is a tavern in the town.
I'll take your word for it.
Very well.
Something wrong in there, Miss Gildersleeve?
No, just Peavy singing.
Oh, this is getting to be the noisiest house. Oh, what's that?
Piggy and Leroy must be back.
Oh, good heavens. Who's Piggy?
Little friend visiting Leroy.
Another visitor?
Hiya, Miss Peavy.
Leroy?
Hello, my boy.
Hi, Mr. Peavy.
No, Piggy.
Hey, I want you to meet Piggy.
Piggy who?
Piggy Branks. Hi, Aunt Hattie.
How do you do?
Hey, Mr. Peavy, you moved in too?
Me and the parrot.
More the merrier.
Yeah, how about that? We got 3 P's. Piggy, Mr. Peavy, and the parrot. How about that, Aunt Parrot? I mean, Aunt Hattie.
I think I'll go to my room. Oh, I don't understand this house. That parrot even talked back to me. Oh, well, perhaps today will be better.
Good morning, Miss Hattie.
Oh, I don't know, Bertie.
No, ma'am?
That parrot must have been in the Navy.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That bird's seen a lot of duty.
He was whistling out the window all night. Well, it's not amusing, Bertie. Mr. Peavy was very presumptuous in bringing it over.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve likes Mr. Peavy.
Well, Throckmorton likes too many people. He's just a soft touch.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what are you doing with those eggs?
I'm coddling eggs for Mr. Peavy.
Well, why doesn't he have them scrambled like the rest of us?
Well, you're the only one that likes them scrambled.
Oh, that's the only way to eat eggs. Oh, that horn again.
Leroy and Piggy are putting it on the car.
Oh, that Piggy. Why Throckmorton tolerates him in this house, I'll never know.
No, ma'am.
Oh, everybody comes and just stays.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sometimes I feel sorry for Throckmorton. Everybody takes advantage of him. Where is he?
Oh, he's gone to the office. He's got an early call from the mayor.
Now, take that snippy mayor. I just know he exploits Throckmorton because he's easygoing.
Oh, he's easy going, all right.
Well, I'm leaving this house. But before I go, I'm going to do Throckmorton a favor.
You are?
I'm going down and give that mayor a piece of my mind.
Uh-oh.
Water Department, Commissioner Gildersleeve speaking.
Miss Gildersleeve, this is Bertie.
Oh, yes, Bertie?
I've been trying to call you, but your phone's been busy.
Oh, well, I've had a busy morning.
I thought you'd like to know Miss Hattie's going home.
Well.
But before she goes, she says she's going to do you a favor.
Yeah, oh, fine. What is it?
She says she's going to tell off the mayor.
Oop. Where is she, Bertie?
She's probably in his office now.
Zeke, goodbye, Bertie. Oh, I've got to stop her. She'll wreck me. Oh, why does Aunt Hattie have to take everything into her own?
So when I got up this morning, Mr. Mayor, I said to myself, I'm going to take this matter into my own hands.
My good woman, if you'll excuse me, I'm very busy.
I won't excuse you until you answer a few questions.
Oh, well, what is it?
I suspect that you, like everybody else in Summerfield, take my nephew, Throckmorton, for granted.
I beg your pardon?
Do you know that he worked at the water department every night this week when he might have been home with his Aunt Hattie?
Well, he tried to impress me by claiming he was going to work one night.
There you go, belittling. He worked every night.
He really did?
He has to work. You should see the mouths he has to feed. Why, the poor man's at his wit's end.
I've suspected that for some time, but...
He won't speak up for himself, so I'm going to. Throckmorton deserves a raise.
Well,
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Gildersleeve?
Your Honor, don't believe a word she says.
Very well.
What did she say?
She just about talked me into giving you a raise.
Oh, pooh.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. If you want to shine as a salad cook, remember, the little extra touches are important. The capers you sprinkle over the chicken salad, the chopped nuts on the fruit salad. But, of course, most important is your choice of the right salad dressing. That's why we suggest you choose Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip salad dressing has a flavor that millions of folks agree is just right. Lively, teasing, perfect. Try it. Enjoy the most delicious salads you've ever tasted. Salads made with the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing.
Well, there. I gave your bags to the porter, Aunt Hattie.
Oh, thank you, Throckmorton.
Come again.
I will. I had a fine visit.
Good.
And I would have gotten you a raise from the mayor if you hadn't barged in when you did.
Oh, yes. Well, it's my fault, Aunt Hattie. I appreciate everything, though, believe me. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Throckmorton. Now behave yourself.
Well, she's gone at last. Yeah, she's a good old soul. But, oh, my, what a relief.
Oh, hello, Gildersleeve.
Yeah, Mayor Terwilliger.
What are you doing down here at the railroad station? Gildersleeve, I've been thinking about that Aunt Hattie of yours.
You?
Outspoken, refreshing, different. I admire her pluck.
You do?
Mrs. Terwilliger would enjoy knowing her. Why don't you bring her over to dinner this evening and we'll talk about that raise?
My raise? Stop the train! Aunt Hattie, jump! Oh, good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Stan Farrar, Noreen Gamil, Johnny McGovern, and Dick LeGrand. Musical composition by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying good night for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
What goes into your favorite sandwich? Maybe it's roast beef or savory baked ham. Whatever your favorite, the perfect meat sandwich needs the perfect mustard. Kraft prepared mustard. For when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. You can take your choice of two kinds of Kraft mustard. Mild Kraft mustard is smooth and delicately spiced. Or if you like your mustard with extra pep, try Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Keep them both on hand and keep everyone in the family happy. Next time, get Kraft prepared mustard.
The National Safety Council reminds you that speed kills, so take it easy. Speed is involved in more than 1 out of every 3 fatal accidents. Remember this when you're tempted to get there in a hurry. Don't drive like lightning and crash like thunder. To drive safely, simply use common sense when you're at the wheel. Simple safety precautions save money and lives. Tonight, hear You Bet Your Life with Groucho on the NBC Radio Network.
NBC presents Willard Waterman as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Elliott and Andy White. 5 nights a week, NBC brings you the transcribed adventures of The Great Gildersleeve.
Hello, folks. We're all here. Leroy, Bertie, Mr. Peavy, and all your friends in Summerfield. You're right now, though. We'd like to have you listen to a question that is being asked all over the United States about Viceroy cigarettes.
What have Viceroys got that other filter-tip cigarettes haven't got?
What have Viceroys got that other filter-tip cigarettes haven't got?
What have Viceroys got that other filter-tip cigarettes haven't got?
Yes, what have Viceroys got? The answer is 20,000 tiny filters in every Viceroy tip. That's right. Inside every Viceroy tip is a vast network of 20,000 individual filters to filter your smoke over and over again. You get only the full, rich taste of Viceroy's choice tobaccos. And Viceroys draw freely, smoothly. So the next time you hear this question,
what have Viceroys got that other filter-tip cigarettes haven't got?
You know the answer. 20,000 tiny filters in every Viceroy tip. No wonder more people smoke Viceroys than any other filter-tip cigarette in the world. Get Viceroys today. King-size filter tip. Only a penny or two more than cigarettes without filters.
For the past few weeks, the Great Gildersleeve's life has been little short of hectic. Right now, the busy water commissioner is trying to reach Miss Mary Easton on the telephone. His nephew, Leroy, is impatiently waiting for a little attention.
In a minute, Leroy.
You said that 10 minutes ago.
Well, I'd like to see how Miss Easton's getting along as receptionist for Dr. Olson. I can't help it if Olson's line is always busy.
Well, maybe that's because you're always calling Miss Easton.
Yeah, my boy. Say, why can't you pump up your own football?
A pump won't work. Could be the valve.
You work on it. I'll be with you in a minute.
Oh, sure. Girls.
Yeah, I'll help him. He just shouldn't be so impatient. Yeah, let's see. How many numbers did I dial? Have to start over. Interruptions.
Excuse me.
Yes, Bertie.
Oh, excuse me. Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, that's all right. What is it, Bertie?
I interrupted you, didn't I?
No. What do you want, Bertie?
Yes, I did. You was making a phone call, and I interrupted you.
Bertie, what can I do for you?
I just wondered if you know Leroy's football pump won't work.
Yes, and I'm going to fix it right after I talk to Miss Easton.
That's good. How's your Miss Easton getting along as Dr. Olson receptionist?
She isn't my Miss Easton, Bertie.
No, sir, but I take it you don't want her to be Dr. Olson's Miss Easton either.
I wish that pushy Olson hadn't given Mary a job. He tries to move in on every girl I know.
Hey, Aunt, when you going to help me?
In a minute, Leroy.
Oh, sure. God.
If the line's busy this time. Oh, what a wasted morning. Oh, well, Dr. Olson has that much business. He can't be spending his time taking Mary out for cokes. Leroy!
He ain't here, Miss Gildersleeve.
He was a minute ago. I'm ready to fix his pump.
Well, he ain't here now. He went out the back way and slammed the door.
He did?
Guess he got tired waiting.
Oh, that's too bad. I wonder where his pump is.
I think I heard him throw something in the corner of the service porch.
Yeah? Yeah, there's the broken pump. And his deflated football.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess I should have forgotten about the phone call and helped the boy.
Yes, sir.
Of course, I'm a busy man. I can't just drop everything.
Yes, sir. You're busy, all right.
Well, I'd hate to have him feel I'm neglecting him. Bertie, you think I hurt the boy?
All I know is there's a broken pump and a deflated football.
I feel deflated myself. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Peavy, do you know how to fix one of these little football pumps?
What's wrong with it?
It won't pump.
Well, you should have fixed it, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
That's a good idea. A pump's no good if it won't pump.
Oh, dear. I'll have Charlie Anderson look at it out at the reservoir.
Very well. I'm not mechanically minded.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mrs. Peavy always fixed everything at home. She's a regular grease monkey. Of course, I don't call her that. Why do you need the pump? Are you going to inflate water prices again?
No, Peavy, it's Leroy. He got upset because I didn't repair it for him this morning.
You don't say.
In fact, he walked out and slammed the door.
That doesn't sound like Leroy.
Well, something else is bothering the boy. Could be he thinks I'm neglecting him.
You spend a lot of time with your girls.
Yeah, true. Of course, a lot of it has been business.
Oh, my, yeah.
Peavy, the boy and I have become practically strangers.
That could be.
And he yearns for my company. That's why he comes up with things for me to fix. Yeah, what a fine boy.
He's not all right.
Yeah, I'll just have to spend more time with him. Peavy, I won't be able to go bowling with you and the judge tonight.
Well, that's all right, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, I'm going to lead a new life. Include Leroy in all my plans.
Good for you.
Yeah, I'll give up all these activities, including most of my dates with girls.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Peavy.
The Great Gildersleeve will bounce right back. It's true that every state in these United States has a compulsory education law, and non-sectarian, state-controlled schools open free and equally to all. But in spite of all America has done to ensure its children an education, do you realize how inadequate our present school system is? With almost 2 million more children in schools now than at this time last year, 3 out of 5 classrooms in the nation are overcrowded. Yes, shortages exist now in the number of school buildings, in staff personnel, in transportation, textbooks, in almost every phase of schoolwork. Above all, the great need is for additional teachers, at least 118,000 new elementary teachers to take care of the increased enrollment. The crisis with which our public school system is faced is a challenge to all Americans. Something must be done at once. Take an interest in this problem by working with local civic groups and school boards. And for help in improving conditions, write to Better Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York City, for free information. When the great Gildersleeve feels he's made a mistake, he always tries hard to do something about it, sometimes a little too hard. He's convinced Leroy feels neglected, so he's going all out to prove he can be a pal.
Yeah, I got your football pump fixed for you, Leroy, my boy.
Yeah?
Took it downtown, and now it's in tip-top shape.
Well, you don't have to go out of your way, Unc.
Well, I wanted to. Hey, let's go pump up your football.
I had it pumped up at the corner gas station.
Oh. Well, anyway, it's ready anytime you want to use it. Well, what'll we do tonight, pal?
What's this pal stuff, Unc?
Yeah, guess I've never called you that, have I? My fault. Shall we go to a movie? Just you and I?
Wouldn't you rather take one of your girlfriends? You've got a lot of them.
No, my boy, don't take that attitude.
I'm just stating a fact. You're usually out with Miss Henshaw, Miss Easton, Miss Tuttle, Miss Kelly, Miss Stedman.
But, Leroy, I'd much rather go to a movie with you than one of my girlfriends. He's going to be hard to crack.
I'll see you around, Unc.
Leroy, if you don't want to go to a movie, what would you like to do tonight? You name it.
I can do anything I want to?
You bet.
Okay. Better go upstairs and get my roller skates.
Roller skates?
Yeah, and down to the rink. You said I could do anything I want to.
Yes, indeed. I haven't roller skated for some time, but I'm game.
You're not going, are you?
Well, isn't that the idea?
Well, you don't want to go roller skating with me. Why don't you call one of your girls?
Yeah, but Leroy...
Go ahead. Live it up. I'll stop by for pictures.
He's striking back at me. I've wounded him, and now he won't let me get near him.
How you doing, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Miserably, Bertie.
Yes, sir?
He's totally indifferent to every suggestion I make.
Yes, sir. Did he go up to his room to sew?
No, he's going roller skating with Piggy.
He's an active boy. He likes to roller skate and have outdoor fun.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess the movie did sound a little tame. Leroy, my boy.
Yeah?
Tomorrow's Saturday, and I have a great idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, the fall colors are beautiful. Why don't you and I go off to the woods together?
Why?
Well, spend the day tramping around, exploring, kicking through the leaves.
I'm going to be too busy for that tomorrow.
Leroy, think of the fun we'll have. We'll go looking for acorns.
Acorns? How corny can you get? Bye, Bertie. Bye, Unc.
Bye, Leroy.
Bye, my boy. Now I know I've injured him, Bertie. He's never considered me corny before. Has he?
Bertie.
Yes, Leroy?
Have you noticed how funny Uncle's been acting?
Well, he has been acting different.
He's been hanging around wanting to do things with me. Maybe I've been neglecting him.
You've been neglecting him?
Today he wanted to go out in the woods and look for acorns. I'm too big for that stuff, Bertie.
You are?
That's for little kids and old guys like Unc. Oh, gosh, Bertie, I'm sorry if I hurt his feelings, but how am I going to let him know I have my own projects and my own gang?
Oh, Leroy, I wouldn't worry about it if I was you.
Oh, I can't help it. Every time I say I'm too busy to do something with him, he looks at me like a lost bloodhound.
That must be your uncle coming home from the office. He had a lot of work to do this morning.
Yeah?
Hello, Bertie. Leroy.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
What's the matter, Unc?
Work can get a little monotonous, especially Saturday morning.
Unc.
Yes, Leroy?
I was just telling Bertie I sure would like to go looking for acorns with you this afternoon.
You were?
You would?
Yeah, I wasn't sure you really wanted to go at first.
Well...
We'll tramp through the woods all afternoon, just you and me. We'll come home with a big bag of acorns on our back.
Excuse me, I'll get the phone.
Leroy, are you sure you want to go?
Well, there's nothing I'd rather do. And you need the change. Let's go out and pal around.
Well...
Mr. Gildersleeve, it's for you, Miss Mary Easton.
Yo? Excuse me, Leroy.
Oh, sure, that's okay.
Now, look at Mr. Gildersleeve run for that phone. Who's that?
Hey, it's Piggy and the gang across the street. I wonder what they're going to do this afternoon.
Hello, Mary.
Maybe Uncle forget about going for acorns.
Could be.
Leroy!
Yeah, Unc?
Do we have to go for acorns this weekend?
Heck no! Hey, Piggy!
Nobody's being neglected around here.
Before a final word from the Great Gildersleeve, here's a word for you. There's only one Groucho Marx, and the good news is that you can hear him tomorrow night in the funniest quiz show on the air, You Bet Your Life. You Bet Your Life is a 30-minute mix-up of questions, answers, and ad-libs by the irrepressible master of the ad-lib, Groucho. You may hear right answers, you may hear wrong answers, but one thing you can be sure of, you'll hear funny answers when Groucho and the contestants get together. Come on along and join the fun tomorrow with Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life. And don't forget your other big Wednesday favorites. There's The Big Story to bring you a true and dramatic account of the newspaper world behind the scenes. Walk a Mile, an entertaining and informative quiz starring the popular Bill Cullen. And Fibber McGee and Molly, your longtime favorites, with another humorous adventure at Wistful Vista. And, of course, our own Gildy. Stay with NBC tomorrow and every Wednesday night for You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx and an exciting lineup of other great shows. Every day it's the best in listening here on NBC Radio.
Did you have a good time this afternoon, Leroy?
Yeah, we chose up and played football. My side won.
Good boy.
How about you and Miss Easton?
Yeah, we took a little ride through the woods. Very pleasant.
Ah, Keen. The kids are coming over tonight to play ping pong, okay?
Sure. I was going to take Mary to a movie if you didn't want to do anything.
We understand each other, Unc.
Yeah.
Miss Gildersleeve, Judge Hooker called.
He did?
He wanted to remind you of a very important Jolly Boys meeting tonight.
Zeke, there goes my movie with Mary.
Unc, maybe you should call him back and say you and I might want to do something together tonight, and you've been neglecting me.
Leroy, you are a pal.
So are you, Unc.
Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is a transcribed NBC Radio Network production directed by Virgil Reimer. Included in the cast were Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Lang, inviting you to listen again tomorrow night when the Great Gildersleeve tries to maneuver an invitation to the mayor's Halloween party.
Hear the special program, Elections 1954, tonight on most NBC radio stations.
NBC presents Willard Waterman as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Elliott and Andy White.
Leroy, Bertie, Mr. Peavy, and all your friends in Summerfield. Be right with you.
We'll be with the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment.
Effective January 1955, Country Gentleman is changing its name to Better Farming. Yes, Country Gentleman, America's oldest farm magazine, is changing its name to Better Farming. The big question is why? Why is a time-honored name like Country Gentleman being changed? The answer is a simple one, and we believe a logical one. The name is being changed to Better Farming because it says what we stand for and what we're writing about. We stand for better farming and better farm living for every farmer in the country. We write about it by reporting every new idea, every new discovery, every change for the better. So by changing our name to Better Farming, we're making the name and the aim the same. We hope that the very sound of the name, the very sight of it, will mean something personal to the American farmer. That it will say to him, this is Better Farming, the magazine that can help me produce more, earn more, live better through better farming.
Well, music lovers in the Great Gildersleeve's town are on the qui-vive because Grand Opera is coming to Summerfield. But our water commissioner isn't as happy as he might be if he had more to do with it.
Hey, Unc.
What is it, Leroy?
Did you see Judge Hooker's picture in the paper?
No.
And look what the caption says. Opera Committee Chairman Hooker prepares to welcome stars.
Yeah, let me see that.
Don't you think that's a good picture of the judge, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, not especially, Bertie. It'd be hard for the judge to take a good picture.
I think that's a good picture.
Me too.
Yes, yes.
When you're an opera chairman, you're a pretty big celebrity, ain't you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
With all due respect to the judge, Bertie, to me he's still just a pretty big old goat.
Yes, sir.
Unc's just sore because they chose the judge instead of him.
No, I'm not, Leroy. I might have had the post if I'd have fawned around Mrs. Pettibone the way the judge did. But I wouldn't stoop to it. I have too much dignity. Leroy.
Well?
As a matter of fact, the judge offered me a post on the committee, but I refused it.
Mr. Gildersleeve didn't want to play second fiddle.
No, it isn't that. I just don't like to do the work and have somebody else get his picture in the paper.
I did it!
I wonder who could be calling at this hour of the morning.
It could be Piggy with his pet chipmunk.
Chipmunk?
Good morning, Bertie. Good morning, Judge Hooker.
It's the judge.
What a choice, a chipmunk or an old goat.
Is the high mogul of the manse still home?
Yes, sir. Come in, Judge.
Thank you, Bertie.
Hi, Judge.
Hello, Leroy and Gildy.
Hello, Judge. What gets you out so early?
It isn't early. It only seems early to a sleepyhead like you, Gildy.
Yeah, all right, Horace.
Hey, that's a keen picture of you in the paper, Judge.
Thank you. In fact, I'm calling in the interest of the opera, Gildy.
If it's a donation you want.
No, not at all. I came to ask you again if you'll serve as a committee of one to assist the cast and make them comfortable once they've arrived.
Well, just what would I do?
Well, specifically, look to their luggage.
Luggage?
See that they're comfortably ensconced in their quarters and be a general handyman for our celebrated guests.
Why don't you, Unc?
Why, George, I refuse to flunky, that's why.
But, Gildy, this is a civic project, and we should all put our shoulders to the wheel.
Yeah, thanks, but I'd rather ride on the wagon.
Most of the flunkying, as you call it, will be done by the opera company's advance agent, who arrives today. Won't you reconsider, Gildy, old friend?
No, sorry, Horace. I'm afraid not.
Very well, Gildy. Good day, Leroy, Bertie.
Bye, Judge.
Bye, Judge.
Ridi pagliaccio sul tuo amor infranto.
Sometimes I think the judge is off his rocker. Yeah, they're putting up a lot of opera posters around town. Big deal, all right, but I doubt if I'll even go. What's this lettered on Peavy's show window? Come in and try a grand opera Sunday. An aria in good eating. Oh. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, I see you're dishing up grand opera ice cream, Peavy.
Just capitalizing on the fad at the moment. Care to try an opera-type milkshake?
No. In fact, the judge has disgusted me with the very word opera. The way I feel now, I'm not even going.
You don't say.
You imagine the old goat wanting me to flunky for the advance agent when he comes to town.
Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve, customer.
Yeah, go right ahead, Peavy.
Are you the proprietor?
Say now.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Mr. Peavy.
Oh, Mr. Peavy, I'm Shirley Ward.
Well, what can I do for you, Miss Ward?
Shirley, huh? Pretty.
Well, I'm advance agent for the opera company, and I wondered if I may put up a poster in your window.
She's the advance agent?
Yes, ma'am. Just help yourself.
Young lady, if you'll allow me, I'll be glad to do that for you.
Well?
You might fall, you know. High heeled.
That would be very kind of you.
Excuse me, Peavy. Stand aside, please.
Miss Ward, this is Mr. Gildersleeve.
How do you do, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Miss Ward, this is a great privilege. As city water commissioner and active civic leader, I'm a great opera patron.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, indeed. Aren't I, Peavy?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Peavy loves to tease. He's an old friend of mine. Well, I better get up in the window.
Those posters should have been up days ago, but I've only just arrived.
We've been waiting for the opera.
Yes, sirree. We were just discussing it when you came in.
Yes, Mr. Gildersleeve was talking about the opera.
Well, it's wonderful to see so much interest here.
Yeah, that's one thing we do. Show plenty of interest, Miss Ward.
Oh, my, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I do hope you enjoy our stay in your nice little city.
You bet we will.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Ward.
Goodbye. Well, Peavy, I have to run over and see Judge Hooker about my assignment.
I thought you didn't want a flunky, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Look, Peavy, this is a civic project, and we should all put our shoulders to the wheel.
My.
Gildy never gives up, so don't go away. Here in America, we have much to be thankful for, and foremost among our blessings is the freedom to worship in our own way and in the church of our choice. Faith in God has always been a cornerstone in American democracy, and since the beginning of our nation, our religious institutions have strengthened the fabric of our daily lives. Among other things, religious faith stabilizes the family and holds it together. Attendance at churches and synagogues builds the moral and spiritual character of our people and helps them to be tolerant, responsible citizens. Religious leaders have always been distinguished in the giving of personal guidance to those with pressing problems. Clearly, religion plays a great role in our way of life, a role that grows in importance each day in a world where moral and spiritual values are too easily exchanged for material and selfish values. All Americans are urged to attend church regularly. Freedom to worship constitutes a precious national heritage that we should both appreciate and exercise.
Yeah, I'll ring the judge once more. Wonder where he's been keeping himself. Just when I need him.
Hi, Unc.
Oh, hello, Leroy.
You using the phone?
No. I'm tattooing Alexander Graham Bell's picture on my ear with the receiver.
Oh, brother.
Oh, well, I give up. He just isn't home.
Who isn't home?
Judge Hooker.
You home, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie. Judge Hooker hasn't phoned about placing me on that opera committee again, has he?
No, sir. You mean you'd be honest?
Well, I've been thinking about it, and perhaps it is my civic duty, my boy.
Yeah? You must have gotten a look at that Miss Shirley Ward who just came to town.
Miss Shirley Ward? Who is she?
The opera's advance agent, a good-looking red-haired girl.
She is not. It's more a copper gold shade.
So you have seen her.
Well.
Unc is now ready to help out the Grand Opera, Bertie. He'll take a ticket, stand on his head, sing tenor, anything.
Mr. Gildersleeve sure has changed since this morning.
No, Bertie, it's just that I realized I was wrong.
Yes.
Where did you meet Miss Ward, Leroy?
Well, she came up to school to bring some student tickets.
Oh?
I got a good chance to compare her with your old girlfriend, Miss Henshaw.
No, Leroy.
She stacks up good.
Leroy.
Just kidding.
Well, now that Miss Ward has come to town, I guess it's off with the old and on with the new, Leroy.
I'll say.
Yeah, all right, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know what this is since Miss Ward came to town?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. Off with the old and on with the new.
Oh, around this house, I'm considered nothing but a dilly-dallyer.
Well?
At last, the judge is back in his office. I've wasted most of the day waiting for him. Judge? Old friend.
Oh, hello, Gildy.
May I talk to you a moment?
Well, if you make it snappy, I have an appointment shortly.
Well, I've reconsidered, and I'm ready to accept that appointment to your opera committee. Where do I start?
You don't.
What's the matter?
Gildy, I came to you when I needed someone to take over the lesser chores, and you failed me.
But now I realize I was wrong, Horace. I'm perfectly willing to cooperate with that advance agent you mentioned.
Sorry, Gildy, but I've reserved that pleasure for myself. The advance agent for the opera happens to be a most attractive young lady.
No.
Yes.
Well, Judge, you might let me in on the committee since you promised once. Indian giver?
It was all of your own making, Gildy. But now I've completed my opera task force, and we wait only for the overture.
Am I intruding?
What? Oh, Miss Ward.
Hello, George. And Mr. Gildersleeve, how nice.
Well, we meet again, Miss Ward.
You two know each other?
I should say we do.
Yes, indeed. I helped Miss Ward put up a poster.
Oh?
George, Mr. Gildersleeve is so enthusiastic about the opera. We really should give him something to do.
Yeah, I was just talking to the judge about that.
Well, I know. Why don't I take him with me today? You have so many other responsibilities, Judge.
Would you, Miss Ward?
But I was going with you.
No, Judge. You command at headquarters. Mr. Gildersleeve and I will go out into the field.
You bet. The fields, the woods, and maybe I can drive you out to my reservoir.
We'll see. Come along, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, if that's your wish.
Goodbye, Judge.
Oh, balderdash.
In just a moment, the Great Gildersleeve will have more to say. Who are the people behind the headline? The hard-working newsmen and women who bring you the facts. You'll find the answer tomorrow night on The Big Story. The Big Story is a true and dramatic account of the newspaper world, and you'll go behind the scenes to hear the documented case of a reporter's search for a front-page scoop. Sometimes it's a glamorous business, sometimes a grim one. But it's always exciting, so be on hand tomorrow and every Wednesday for The Big Story. And don't forget, Wednesday also means quiz and comedy with You Bet Your Life, the funniest quiz on the air, starring the one, the only Groucho Marx. With Groucho asking the questions, there's no predicting what will happen. But right answers, wrong answers, or funny answers, we can predict that you'll enjoy each minute of You Bet Your Life. That's tomorrow night for a fascinating look at the newspaper world behind the scenes on The Big Story, and 30 minutes of question and answer fun with Groucho in You Bet Your Life, both brought to you by NBC Radio, your best in entertainment.
Well, Miss Ward, it's been quite a day.
You've been so nice to me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
It's been my pleasure, Miss Ward. Shirley?
And I'm glad you brought me to your attractive home.
Well, I thought you'd enjoy some of Bertie's tea and cookies.
Oh, what a charming bachelor's life.
No, rather lonely, I'm afraid, until you came to town.
No girls in your life?
Girls? No.
Excuse me.
Yes, Bertie?
Telephone for you.
Oh, the office, I suppose.
No, sir. It's Miss Irene or Miss Mary.
Oop, good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is a transcribed NBC Radio Network production directed by Virgil Reimer. Included in the cast were Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Regina Gleason, Earl Ross, and Richard the Grand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Lang, inviting you to listen again tomorrow night when the Great Gildersleeve becomes involved with opening night at the opera.
You bet. I've already got my tickets.
Here, listen to Washington tonight on most NBC radio stations.
The Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time, the National Broadcasting Company brings you transcribed a new adventure of the Great Gildersleeve, written by John Elliott and Andy White. Do, re,
mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Hello, Leroy.
Getting dressed to go out tonight, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you're water commissioner instead of a baker.
What's this?
Your dough is flat. What are you practicing? Going out to the reservoir and sing love songs to somebody?
No, indeed. This is Jolly Boy's night.
Oh, tough. That cuts you out of a date with one of your pretty girls.
No, my boy, there's nothing quite like the camaraderie of gathering around and lifting your voices in song with Peavy, Judge Hooker, Chief Gates, Floyd Munson. You know, I'd much rather spend the evening with them than a pretty girl. Hey, Leroy.
In just a minute, we'll see what's going on in Summerfield. The desire for security, comfort, and companionship doesn't diminish with aging. Our elder citizens can maintain the love of life if they retain these necessary ingredients of good living. You aid the aged when you give to your community chest or United Fund campaign. Well, the Jolly Boys meeting in the room above Floyd's barbershop is approaching the midnight hour. Strong male voices have been ringing through the night like a bell. Slightly cracked, but what they may lack in harmony, they make up for in enthusiasm.
When good fellows get together with a sign on the table and a good song ringing, good song ringing. Yeah, very good, Steve. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Throw him a rope. He's way down the bottom of a well.
Oh, now, Peavy.
Well, gentlemen, stimulating as this is, I must wend my way home. It's nearly 12.
Well, perhaps we should break up. I have to be at the jail early to feed a prisoner.
You do, Chief?
Poor fella has insomnia.
Maybe that's why he became a burglar by profession. Couldn't sleep nights.
Well, I, for one, am on my way.
Yeah, tomorrow's another day, eh, Peavy?
No, it has been. Okay, let's break it up. Unscrew the light bulb, Commish.
Yeah, you unscrew the light bulb. Why don't you have the switch fixed?
Me? I'll tell you why. Because the rent I get for furnishing the club room is a total nothing.
Well...
We really have no right to complain.
You can say that again.
Although I did feel a draft on my neck from the broken window.
Okay, so you're an old grouch with a stiff neck.
Now, Floyd.
I'm a barber without a dime for the room, just because out of the goodness of my heart I let you... Well, let's get on downstairs.
Yeah, break it up, you guys.
Look who says break it up. You started it.
Oh.
Maybe if some of you guys was bigger tippers, I'd have the money to carpet and quilt the room for you.
Floyd, I give you my barber business. I have the scars to prove it.
Is that intended as an insult?
Fellas, we're all Jolly Boys, remember?
Well,
I'm afraid that I contributed to this tattoo, and I'm sorry.
You should be.
When tempers flare, let us remember our motto. All for one and one for all.
Good idea.
Yes, it is.
Now, let's shake hands all around.
Yeah, and come out fighting.
No. And go home.
That suits me. I'm not in this argument anyway, so I think I'll go home and talk to Mrs. Peavy.
Here, Floyd, to show you there's no hard feelings, I'll be in first thing in the morning to get to work.
So will I, Floyd.
That's okay, gang. Little Floydie Munson don't need nothing from nobody.
Well, we'll be in anyway.
Good night, man.
I'll go with you, Chief.
Yeah, all our cars are down the corner.
Yeah, that's right. Aren't you coming, Floyd?
I gotta go in the barber shop. My wife, Lovey, wants me to bring the paper home.
Well, good night, Floyd.
Night.
No hard feelings.
About what? See, a telegram. Boy must have slipped it under the door. Now, who'd be sending me a Mr. Floyd Munson, this is to inform you that your share of the inheritance from your grandfather's estate may be claimed at... The inheritance? They settled it. Wait till I tell Lovey.
Leroy, when's your uncle coming down to breakfast?
Gosh, I don't know, Bertie.
I heard him coming down once, brought his food, and then he went back up.
Well, maybe he forgot something. It's always a little foggy after he's been out late.
Well, Bertie doesn't mind him being foggy, but she sure wishes the fog would settle.
Oh, here he comes.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Unc. Good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'll go get your breakfast again.
Oh? Yeah.
Yeah, we heard you coming down once.
Well, I forgot my shoes.
You're so sleepy. How did you notice it?
I stubbed my toe.
Okay, just ask. You didn't shave either.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm going to get a shave downtown at Floyd's.
You usually shave at home.
It's true, but Floyd and I had a few words last night, and I want him to have the business.
Yeah?
Here's your orange juice starter, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, thank you, Bertie.
Your bacon and eggs would have been ready, but I had to throw away the eggs.
You did?
Next time you start coming down and change your mind, let Bertie know because I had to throw away the eggs.
Yeah, all right, Bertie.
How'd I know you wasn't coming all the way down? I had to throw away the eggs.
Sorry, Bertie.
Yes, it's a shame to ruin a good egg, but it didn't do anything to anybody.
Bertie.
All it did was to get laid and then waylaid. Now it's gone.
Oh, dear, I should have eaten breakfast downtown, too. Yeah. Nice day. Now that I take a look at it. Oop. There's the judge on his way to Floyd's barbershop. Judge, I'm first in the chair.
I'll race you for it, Gilda.
You first. I can outrun an old goat any day.
I can outrun a water tank.
Judge, you threw a block into me.
So I did.
Oh, well, he isn't even open yet.
Oh, balderdash.
What a barber. He doesn't deserve our business.
Gilda, what are those signs in the window?
Signs? Oh. Closed. Quitting business.
Fixtures for sale.
I don't get it.
Well, she didn't say anything about this last night.
Hey, look. Here's a big padlock on the door to our Jolly Boys' room.
Well, he can't do that.
He did it. And if I know Floyd, he threw away the key.
What do you make of it, Chief? Well, I don't know what to think. Nobody's even seen Floyd for 2 days.
It's quite a mystery.
I drove the squad car out to his house, but it was locked tight as a drum.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Peavy. Chief.
Commissioner.
Hey, fellows, I have news about Floyd.
You don't say.
I hope he isn't in jail someplace.
Well, I don't know where he is, but I know he skipped town.
Skipped town?
My meter reader saw him and Lovey in their old rattle-trap car heading for the city limits.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
He slipped away yesterday morning before daybreak.
Under cover of darkness, huh?
Well, why would he do that?
You know Floyd. It's obvious he let things slide until he got into grave financial difficulties.
Could be.
Floyd has always been my friend, but for his own good, I have to say he was a grasshopper.
And I'm making a rule never to criticize people, but he could have run a better shop.
Yeah, he undoubtedly owes money all over town. He wouldn't open on time, closed for football games, fishing trips.
He was independent, all right.
Well, you can be independent to a fault. He practically slammed the door on the judge and me after we'd had appointments. Small thanks.
A little paint on the shop, a new window here and there, and he might have made ends meet.
I never talk about people behind their backs, but unfortunately, Floyd was...
We're the few friends Floyd has, so we have a right to talk about him. He asked for what he got. He's a poor manager.
Sad, but true.
You bet it's true. He's a poor manager. He wouldn't have been giving us a club room free. At least he should have charged us something.
My.
Judge says he padlocked it.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's supposed to be all for one and one for all, and he locked us out. That's loyalty?
When loyalty's gone, what's left?
Well, I'm afraid those were just hollow words to Floyd. He ran out on us, and personally, I don't care if I never talk to him again. Who's that?
It's Floyd driving by.
In a new convertible a block long.
Well, I'll be... Hello, Floyd! Fellow, did you see the new suit and hat? And the big cigar?
I'm here to tell you.
How do you like that? You didn't even wave back, and I'm his best friend.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
In just a few seconds, we'll hear more from the Water Commissioner. One of the most rewarding careers any woman can have is in the proud profession of nursing. A good education, daily association with professional people, an assured income, wonderful preparation for marriage. For full information, inquire at your nearest hospital or write Nursing Careers in care of your postmaster. Now let's hurry out to the Great Gildersleeve's house and see what he thinks since he learned about Floyd's inheritance. Gildy is just getting home from the office.
Hello, everybody. I'm home.
See me, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Bertie, some people have all the luck. Floyd Munson has come into money.
Yes, sir?
Just imagine. For 15 years, he's cut my hair, and all of a sudden, he's retired. Loaded.
Yes, sir. He's clipping hair one day and clipping coupons the next.
By George, it just doesn't seem fair.
That's the way the ball bounces. That's what Bertie always says. That's the way the ball bounces. If it happens to bounce the wrong way, that's just the way the ball bounces.
Hello, Leroy.
Hey, did you hear about Mr. Munson?
Did I hear about Mr. Munson? I was just telling Bertie about it. How lucky can you be?
Yes, sir. Lady Luck is smiling on Mr. Munson and showing all her gold teeth.
Well, I always thought he carried around a lot of surplus weight. Now it turns out he just had his pants stuffed full of horseshoes.
Yeah. Keen, huh?
Here, I've spent the best years of my life at the water department, and what am I?
All wet? Only kidding. I guess your Jolly Boys Club is pretty proud to have Mr. Munson for a member, huh, Unc?
Well, he just may not be a jolly boy long.
You wouldn't read him out of the club because he's in the tips, would you?
No, that's not the reason. But he has no business getting rich and not telling his friends.
No, sir.
The fellows are quite upset about it.
Because nobody left them money, too?
No, but it was a sneaky thing to do, locking up his building, disappearing, and then coming back driving a big new car.
Heck, I like Mr. Munson.
I like him, too.
Yeah, you like him because he happens to be a gaudy figure at the moment, making a spectacle of himself.
I hear when he's driving that big car, he smokes cigars so long, he has to put a flag on them. Yeah?
No, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know what I hear?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right, he smokes cigars so long, he has to put a flag on them.
He's a show-off.
I still like him.
I like him, too.
Well, he's no longer a friend of mine. His money doesn't mean a thing to me.
Hey, it's Mr. Munson in his big car.
Oh?
Hiya, Bertie.
Good evening, Mr. Munson. Come in.
Okie dokie. Want to take my hat and gold-headed cane?
A cane yet?
Dude.
Mr. Gildersleeve, look who's here.
Hi, Commish. Hi, Leroy.
Hello, Floyd.
Hi.
We were just talking about you.
Oh, yeah?
Tell him what you said.
Yeah, I was just telling him about your good fortune, Floyd. I haven't seen you, of course, to congratulate you. But, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Sit down, Commish. You don't have to stand up out of respect for my bankroll.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to ask you to sit down, but you already had.
I only got a minute. There's a lot of deals cooking, you know.
Well, I didn't figure you'd have much time for your old friend.
I ain't forgot him.
That's some car you got out there, Mr. Munson.
Yeah, I'll take you for a ride, kid. Got something in the back seat for you.
For me?
A new bike.
A bike? Oh, boy!
Floyd, you shouldn't have done that.
Why not? Easy come, easy go. Besides, Leroy's a good kid. I even got something for you, Commish.
You have?
Here.
A wallet. With my initials on it in gold.
Yep. Genuine hide-bound alligator. I know you've got nothing to put in it but your Social Security card, but you can carry it to fool people.
Yeah, thank you, Floyd, very much.
That's okay. Bertie?
Yes, sir?
I thought you might like this.
A wristwatch for me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Mr. Munson, how can I ever thank you?
You done did it, Bertie. All them good sandwiches you made for the commish to bring up to the club meetings.
Floyd, I don't know what to say.
Well, I'll say something. I gotta go. Bye, Bertie. Bye, commish.
Goodbye, and thank you so much, Mr. Munson.
Yes, indeed.
So long.
By George.
Just think, he even remembered Bertie.
Yeah. What a fine fellow. Those jolly boys ought to be ashamed of themselves for running Floyd down. Yeah, I'll stop in TV's for a bedtime cigar. He hasn't seen my new wallet anyway. If he says a word against my friend Floyd, I'll tell him off.
Hello, Peavy.
Oh, it's you again, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah, I'll have one of those 25-cent panatellas, please.
Yeah.
And, change this bill, will you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's quite a fancy wallet you've got there, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah. A little gift from my friend, Floyd. Very expensive alligator.
I chose alligator last year for Mrs. Peavy's birthday, but she didn't care for it.
No?
Probably because it was alive when she got it.
Oh.
We had it made into a crate.
Well, Floyd gifted me with the wallet this afternoon. Of course, I've been closer to him than any of the rest of you fellows.
I kid you.
What's that?
He gave me one, too.
Well, he's the salt of the earth, Pete.
Yes, he is.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Oh, hello, Judge.
What can I do for you, Judge?
I just stopped in to show you my new briefcase.
Genuine alligator, too?
A gift from my good friend Floyd.
My, he must be trapping them.
Now, I want you both to retract the unkind things that you said about him.
Who said anything unkind about good old Floyd?
Hey, we're very fond of him.
Why, only yesterday you were ready to throw him to the wolves, and you can't deny it.
Now, Judge, I never...
Gildy, if you hadn't opened your big fat mouth in criticism of my friend, you might also be the proud possessor of a new briefcase.
For your information, he gave me an alligator wallet.
Me too.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, let's face it. All of us doubted Floyd's motives. We ought to make it up to him somehow. He's true blue.
Yes, he is.
I suggest we give him a testimonial dinner.
Testimonial dinner?
At your house, Gildy.
I don't mind coming if Bertie fixes the dinner.
Oh, we can depend on Bertie. Tomorrow night.
Then it's all set. I'll invite Floyd.
Watch it, Judge. It's at my house. I'll invite him.
Oh, all right, party pig.
Commissioner, throwing this dinner was a grand idea.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. Glad I thought of it.
It was my idea.
Yes.
And no matter whose idea it was, I'm glad I'm here tonight.
Oh, good, Petey.
Mrs. Peavy's having leftovers.
I wonder why the guest of honor hasn't shown up.
As we all know, Floyd has been extremely busy since coming into money.
I'll bet.
Did anybody ever find out who left him the inheritance? Yeah, I never suspected Floyd of having rich relatives.
And if I have any rich ones, they don't even let me know it.
Well, it's not for us to pry.
Oh, no. We'll just try to find out how much he's got some other way.
Before Floyd arrives, I have a suggestion to make. I propose we hold a meeting tonight and elect him president of the Jolly Boys Club.
Oh, why not?
That's using your noodle, Judge.
We couldn't have a finer, more generous man at the helm.
True. He's let our club meet in his building for years.
And now that he's closed his barber shop, he may even fix up the building and give it to us.
I think so.
Never mind, Bertie. It's just our good friend Floyd.
Hi, Commissioner.
Yeah, the man of the hour. Come in and join the fellows.
Hiya, gang.
Good evening, old friend.
Hello, Floyd.
Welcome, Floyd. This'll be a memorable evening.
Hey, it's nice of you fellas to throw this shindig for me. I don't rate it.
Listen to him.
As a matter of fact, I don't think that we should wait until after dinner to eulogize our fellow Jolly Boy.
You may as well know before dinner is after. Yeah, later on I may be asleep and can't hear it.
Well, I prepared an address.
Oh, my goodness. Judge, stop trying to carry the ball. We wanted to pay you some kind of tribute, Floyd. Not only because we consider you our best friend and the most logical one to lead the Jolly Boys, but because of your generosity and your... Well, you've just been so nice to all of us.
We love you, Floyd.
I have never seen such a free-hearted fellow.
Well, I'll admit there ain't everybody who can spend $1,500 in 1 week.
$1,500?
Yep. My.
You must have a sizable inheritance.
Roughly, Floyd, how much did you get?
$1,500.
Is that all?
Yeah, I gotta get back to the barber shop in the morning to keep up the payments on that car.
You mean you've spent every nickel?
And boy, have I had a lot of fun.
You don't have anything left?
Not a peso, as the French say. Why, you bum. Oh, Peavy, what's moolah for?
Oh, my goodness. I've a good notion to call off the dinner.
Yeah?
Only because you've been such a fool, Floyd. Throwing your money away.
I've never heard of such improvidence.
Neither have I.
I ought to read him out of the club.
Hi, everybody. Can I break in now?
Hi, kid.
Hello, Leroy.
Leroy?
Hello, son. What is it, Leroy?
Mr. Munson, I just came from a Boy Scout meeting. They drew up a resolution thanking you for the $50 you gave the Scouts. You're keen, Mr. Munson.
Wasn't that nice?
Oh, it wasn't nothing. I just like kids.
Floyd, you've given all of us very expensive gifts. You shouldn't.
Well, Commish, all my life I've wanted to give everybody something. I had the chance to, and I did.
By George. Let's toast Floyd with a song. Me, 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 me. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. That nobody can deny.
The Great Gildersleeve will be right back. In your home, in your car, you're tuned to the world when you listen to Monitor. Sports, news, drama, and interviews with world personalities. You hear them all on Monitor. Weekends on NBC Radio.
Hey, Unc, you look mighty sharp.
Well, Floyd was back in the shop today, and I got a haircut, Leroy.
I'll say.
Also a shampoo, close shave, and a massage.
Ah, I get it. You're stepping out with a girlfriend tonight.
Yes, indeed. I had a long talk with Floyd, and he's through putting on airs, pretending to be a big shot.
Yeah?
I said, Floyd, that stuff doesn't pay off. Be yourself, like me.
Isn't that Mr. Munson's big convertible you drove home?
Yeah, he loaned it to me. I'm taking out that new girl tonight.
Oh, brother.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is a transcribed NBC Radio Network production directed by Virgil Reimer. Included in the cast were Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, Ken Christie, Arthur Q. Bryan, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. Now, this is Don Rickles inviting you to listen again next week for another new adventure of the Great Gildersleeve, when he sets out to collect a water bill from a pretty girl.
Water bill? Don't bring up business now. I'm just learning to drive Floyd's new car. How'd that fire plug get there? Good night, folks.
Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve, written by John Elliott and Andy White.
Miss Gildersleeve!
Just a moment, I'll be right there.
Well, hurry up. We're waiting for you.
Well, the Great Gildersleeve and Miss Mary Easton have been spending happy, carefree hours together, and they've agreed it would be nice if they could take their vacations at the same time this summer. The water commissioner is already working on the plan. Bertie, I'm expecting Charlie Anderson to stop by the house early this morning.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gildersleeve. What's up, Unc?
Well, I want to talk to him about the vacation schedule. Since Charlie's the engineer, we can't both be away from the water department at the same time.
Why not? Leroy, without the commissioner and the engineer, the water department might run dry. Then what would we drink? Root beer?
Oh.
That would be good to drink, but what would the people take their baths in? Root beer. When you plan to take your vacation, Miss Gildersleeve?
Well, that'll depend upon when Miss Easton gets her time off.
Yes, sir?
She doesn't plan to go out of town, and neither do I, so we thought we'd just have fun together here in Summerfield.
That's a vacation. It is to Miss Gildersleeve.
Yes, indeed.
Some people want to go see Yellowstone, and some want to see the Rushmore Memorial, and some want to see the Grand Canyon. But Mr. Gildersleeve wants to see Miss Mary Easton.
Yeah. Oh, say, there's Charlie parking out in front.
Yeah?
Oh, if I can talk him into taking the last 2 weeks of June, then my summer will be free.
Well, he works for you. Why don't you just tell him when to go?
Leroy, you know Charlie. It's hard to tell him anything.
I'll get it.
Yeah, I'll get it, Bertie. It's Charlie Anderson. I won't tell him why I want him to take his vacation early. Hello, Charlie.
Hi, Commissioner. You asked me to come by. Why don't you answer the door?
Well, I was in the other part of the house. Come in, Charlie.
Oh, I haven't got time. Somebody has to keep the water department running.
Come in. I want to work out our vacation schedule.
You work out yours. I worked out mine.
Oh?
I'll take off sometime in July or August, depending upon how the fish is biting.
Charlie, we have to be more definite than that. Why don't you take the last 2 weeks of June?
Why?
So I can go in July or August. I mean,
What do you mean?
Well, my vacation plans will have to remain a little indefinite. But if you take yours early, you'll be sure of getting it.
Hey, you got a point there. We did get busy one summer and have our vacations postponed.
Yeah, take yours as soon as possible, Charlie. I'll fit mine in later on. I want to be certain my employees have their vacations first.
Oh, stop playing the violin. I'll take mine while the taking's good.
Wonderful. That's the kind of cooperation I like.
I'm not cooperating. I'm just taking my vacation.
Hello, Charlie.
Oh, hi there, Leroy.
When are you taking your vacation?
Last 2 weeks of June, Leroy.
Oh, swell. Now Unc can spend his vacation with Miss Easton.
Oop. What's this Miss Easton talk?
Did I say something wrong? See you around, Charlie.
Oh, just thinking of your employees, were you, Commissioner?
No, Charlie.
You were thinking of one of your dad-busted girlfriends.
Charlie.
So you want me to change my fishing plan so you can play drop the handkerchief with one of your fillies?
Charlie, she just wants me to take my vacation the same time she does.
Commissioner, you always let women wrap you around the little fingers. Where's your backbone?
It was a mutual agreement.
A mutual agreement to do it the woman's way. She says dance, and you dance like a monkey on a string. And I do mean monkey.
Watch it, Charlie.
Your women aren't going to run my life. I'm taking my vacation exactly when I want it.
All right, all right. Don't take the last 2 weeks of June.
That's exactly when I'm going.
You are?
Before another gal wraps you around her finger and you're tied up all summer. But don't try to change my plans again, or you can get yourself another boy. Lover boy.
Whoop. What a difficult employee. Gildersleeve, you're quite an organizer. You got Charlie to take his vacation early, and now your summer's free.
Throckmorton, come in.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. I wanted to come over and discuss about our vacation.
Wonderful. I just had a talk with Dr. Olson about schedules.
Great. Of course, being the boss, I can take off whenever I want to.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I just told my engineer, Charlie Anderson, he'll have to work his schedule around ours.
Oh, that's wonderful, because Dr. Olson practically told me when I can take my vacation.
You know?
The last 2 weeks of June.
Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Nothing. Nobody can do anything for me.
How's that?
I've painted myself in a corner.
Again?
Mary Easton and I planned to take our vacations at the same time this year.
Going to paint the house together?
What's that?
You said you painted yourself in a corner, and I thought you might plan to paint the whole house.
Peavy, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I don't know. Mrs. Peavy and I spent our last vacation painting the screen.
That's a vacation?
It was for us. We had only one argument the whole 2 weeks.
Oh?
That was when Mrs. Peavy wanted to paint the bedroom screens old rose.
Old rose?
She likes to look at the world through rose-colored screens.
Oh, my goodness, Peavy.
So you and Miss Easton have a good time painting the house.
We're not painting the house. We may not even get to spend our vacations together.
You don't say.
Charlie Anderson wants to take his vacation the same time we do.
Well, why don't you just explain things to Charlie?
Well, it'll be embarrassing. He's already accused me of letting women wind me around their little fingers.
He knows you pretty well.
But, I guess I'll have to talk to him again. May I use your phone?
Help yourself.
Yeah, I'll just tell him I've changed my plans, and that'll be that. After all, I am the boss.
Yeah, I'm the boss around home, too, but I never mention it to Mrs. Peavy.
Pump house, Anderson speaking. Sure, Nickel.
Charlie, this is Commissioner Gildersleeve.
What do you want now, Commissioner? I'm busy working on the dad-blasted pump.
Charlie, about your vacation.
Yes?
I shouldn't have asked you to change your fishing plans. Why don't you go in July or August when you really want to?
I just wrote for reservations, Big Bass Lake.
Well, you can change them. I have to take my vacation in June.
Why?
Well...
I know. Your girlfriend changed your so-called mind again.
I changed my own mind, and I'm taking the last 2 weeks in June.
Commissioner, you may have a date with a girl, but I got a date with a bass, and I'm keeping it.
Charlie.
I warned you. Change my plans again, you can get yourself another boy.
No, Charlie.
Because I'll take a long vacation.
But... Oop, he hung up.
Sure, I gather.
And he threatened to quit. Peavy, there's nobody else who knows how to repair the pump. Mary, I'd better stop at the pump house and tell Charlie to go ahead and take his vacation.
Well, why can't your engineer go later?
Well, Mary, you just don't know Charlie Anderson.
No, I don't, but I'd like to give him a piece of my mind for ruining our plans.
Well, when I asked Charlie to change his vacation, he accused me of letting you wind me around your little finger.
He did? Throckmorton, why don't I go in with you?
Yeah, all right, but it won't do any good. Charlie?
Oh, behind the pump, Commissioner. Still working on the dad.
Charlie, we have a woman visitor.
A woman?
Turn off the pump. Charlie, this is Miss Easton.
Oh, hello, Miss Easton.
Hello, Mr. Anderson. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, you have?
Charlie, you're covered with grease.
Well, that miserable pump's acting up again.
Oh, I think you look very romantic with that grease streak on your face.
You do?
You do?
Like a man of strength and determination. A man who's master of machines.
Well, isn't everybody who can fix a pump?
And I know how much Throckmorton relies upon you. And the mayor, too.
Mayor?
The whole city, for that matter. What would we do if the pump stopped working completely and our water supply was cut off?
Well, it's a cinch the commissioner couldn't fix it.
No, indeed, Charlie.
Hey, Miss Easton, aren't you the girl the commissioner wanted a vacation with?
If you can spare him.
Spare me?
Commissioner, I'd better keep my eye on this pump. Why don't you go ahead and take your vacation when Miss Easton does?
You mean it?
Do you good. She's a level-headed, straight-thinking girl.
Why, thank you, Mr. Anderson. You're wonderful.
Oh.
How about that? Women do wrap men around their fingers. Peavy, you should have seen Charlie Anderson when Mary turned on the char.
I wish I had.
Yeah, she said he looked romantic. What flattery.
Oh, he should have seen through that. I know I would have. Excuse me.
Yeah, go right ahead, Peavy.
Peavy's Pharmacy. Oh, hello, Mrs. Peavy. No, I don't feel much like going out to dinner tonight. I know you haven't seen me in my blue suit for a long time, but I... Oh, I'm not that handsome in it.
What's this?
Well, I guess we might as well step out at that.
None of us is immune. Good night, folks.
Waterman, transcribed NBC Radio Network production, directed by Virgil Reimer. Included in the cast were Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Alice Backus, Jack Moyles, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin.
That she has overstayed her visit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Naturally, we want to be diplomatic about it. But we must let Aunt Hattie know she can't stay all summer. So we have to think of a plan.
I can think better when I'm eating.
Leroy.
Bertie's thought of her plan.
Oh, yes, Bertie?
Bertie decided if Aunt Hattie stays around, Bertie's going on an extended vacation.
What? And leave us here to eat Aunt Hattie's eggplant boiled in seaweed?
Leroy, that's eggplant cooked with spinach. Her very special recipe. Yeah. But I think Bertie has an idea.
Bertie thinks so, too.
What I'm getting at is, we can tell Aunt Hattie we're all going on a vacation.
Yeah?
Bertie can go her way. You and I, Leroy, will go up to Clear Lake and fish.
And Aunt Hattie can go home.
Well, I know she wouldn't want to interfere with our vacations.
Hey, Unc, you're using your head.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gildersleeve got a brain.
Well.
You know what you got, Mr. Gildersleeve? You got a brain.
Yeah, thank you, Bertie.
Can we leave right after school's out?
Yeah, why not? Mayor Terwilliger says I can take my vacation anytime I want. I've got everything under control at the water department.
No, boy.
That'll suit Bertie. Bertie's ready to head for the mountains and relax on the pine needle.
Yeah, good, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Instead of being needled by Aunt Hattie, Bertie's going to relax on the pine needle.
Yeah, all right, Bertie.
Miss Gildersleeve, you know what Bertie's going to do?
Yes, Bertie.
That's right. Bertie's going to relax on the pine needles.
Ooh, I wish Bertie would be more quiet.
Well, come on, Unc. Let's go break the news to Aunt Hattie.
Yeah, good idea.
Throckmorton.
Zeke and Hattie. Thought you were resting?
I was, but who can rest with all the racket?
Well, Bertie was just amused about something.
About what?
Well,
She's going on a vacation.
Yes.
Splendid. It's a good idea for her to go while I'm here. We have our little conflicts in the kitchen, so I'd love a free hand.
Well, there won't be any cooking to do, Aunt Hattie.
Why not?
Well, as a matter of fact, Leroy and I will be going on our vacation at the same time.
Yeah, Clear Lake. We're going to rent a cabin, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Well, in that case, I'll go along with you and do the cooking.
What?
Well, it wouldn't be a vacation if you didn't have somebody to cook for you.
Oh, grown.
No, Aunt Hattie. We like to rough it.
Yeah, the rougher the better.
We'll be fishing all day, eating out of cans.
Throckmorton, Leroy is a growing boy. He needs a balanced meal.
Well, true.
I'll not have little Leroy eating.
Oops. Slipped out of my hand.
I think I'll go out and play.
I think I'll head for the kitchen.
Oh, wait a minute. Both of you are exaggerating. You make it sound like Aunt Hattie's a terrible ogre.
But, Unc.
Throckmorton.
Yeah, hello, Aunt Hattie. You have a good rest?
Well, I did until people started shouting down here.
Oh, sorry, Aunt Hattie.
And for heaven's sakes, what's the shade doing up at the ceiling? Was that the awful racket?
Yeah.
Leroy, I explained to everybody that the hot sun fades rugs.
I didn't do it.
Bertie?
Don't look at me. I'm innocent.
Then who could have done it? A big 220-pound elf?
Yeah, Aunt Hattie, I was adjusting the shade and it got away from me. Yeah, I'll pull it down again.
That's more like it.
Yeah.
I'll put the shades up tonight.
Tonight? Then everybody can see in.
Well, I have no objection to anybody seeing what I do at night. There's nothing more heartwarming to the passing stranger than the happy family circle framed in the picture window.
Who's happy?
Bertie, when you went to the grocery this morning, did you remember to get my yeast and yogurt?
Yes, ma'am.
You forgot it the other day.
That'll never happen again.
Leroy, some children are playing in the back lot. Will you tell them to be quiet until 1:15? I'm napping.
Right away, Aunt Hattie.
And Throckmorton, you keep your little pinkies off those window shades, or Aunt Hattie will spank.
You're all right, Aunt Hattie. Now, you better finish your nap or you'll be cross tonight.
Well, I had to come down and straighten you people out.
Be cheerful, Unc. Like you say, she won't stay forever.
I will see to that. Leroy,
Yeah, Unc?
step into the kitchen, will you?
Okay.
Bertie, close the door.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
While Aunt Hattie's still asleep, we're going to have a little council of war.
Okay, I'll raid the icebox.
Hey, Leroy, pay attention. No eating.
Well, you said it was a council of war. And they say an army marches on its stomach.
Yes, yes. Now, I know we're all fond of Aunt Hattie.
Yeah?
Oh, yes, sir.
But we're also agreed. Yeah, I was just telling Peavy I plan to spend the whole evening at the office.
Commissioner, whom are you trying to impress?
Nobody. I expect to be at the office nearly every night.
His Aunt Hattie's living with him now.
Who?
Frankly, Mr. Mayor, I have relative troubles I'd rather not talk about.
I understand. Well, I must get home before I have relative troubles.
Oh, do you have relatives at home?
Mrs. Terwilliger.
It's very funny, Mr. Mayor.
It is not.
Goodbye, Mayor.
Goodbye. Yeah, I can never tell when the mayor's kidding.
He wasn't kidding about shaving somebody's salary.
Yeah. No harm in letting him know I'm going to work tonight.
No, I know.
It's a cinch I'm not going home and sit with Aunt Hattie. It's no laughing matter. You don't know what we put up with. Shades drawn. We practically have to tiptoe around the house. She doesn't like company.
Well, my aunt is social, is she?
Say, Peavy, we've been friends a long time. Would you like to help me get rid of Aunt Hattie?
Oh, no, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, all right. You don't want to accommodate a good customer. I'll take my business elsewhere.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, it just occurred to me that with Mrs. Peavy out of town, you could come over and stay at my house for a few days.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you're not that good a customer.
No, wait a minute. Just think this thing through. With Mrs. Peavy away, where do you get your meals?
Here at the pharmacy.
Yeah, you can't live on vitamin pills.
Well, I can on bologna sandwiches and banana splits.
Oh, my goodness. How would you like to have Bertie prepare you a big breakfast every morning? Bacon, eggs, hot biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a big dinner every night. Thick chops, juicy roasts, 2-inch steaks. What do you say, Peavy?
To heck with the bologna. I'll be over in the morning.
Now you're talking.
Is it all right if I bring the parrot?
No, I don't think you'd better. Aunt Hattie doesn't like parrots, and you wouldn't want anything to happen to the bird.
No, I wouldn't say that.
The Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. If we were to take a popularity poll of vegetable courses, chances are the winner would be broccoli or asparagus with hollandaise sauce. And no wonder. The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. More than 20 years ago, the Kraft Foods Company introduced a wonderful new salad dressing, a superbly smooth, delicious-tasting salad dressing called Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip was so remarkably good that it soon became the most popular salad dressing ever created. Now Miracle Whip outsells the next 20 leading brands of salad dressing combined, and good cooks everywhere depend on it to make their salads better tasting. To bring out the best in your salads, use the one and only Miracle Whip salad dressing. Well, a family always has to make minor adjustments when relatives come to visit. But when a relative like Aunt Hattie arrives, it calls for major adjustments. After a week of such stern domination, the Great Gildersleeve and Leroy find it difficult to keep smiling.
No, Leroy. It isn't that she'll be here forever.
How do you know?
She'll go back home, sooner or later. Let's be cheerful.
I'll wait till she leaves. Then I'll be cheerful.
No, my boy.
She keeps the shades pulled down all day. I feel like I'm living in a coat closet.
Well, I'm going to do something about this dark house. The idea. The shades pulled at high noon. Bertie! Bertie!
Yeah, watch it, Unc. She hates noise.
Yeah.
You call me, Miss Gildersleeve?
Oh, quiet, Bertie.
Yes, sir. You called me?
Bertie, it's a little dark in here. I wonder if we shouldn't raise the shades.
Well, that would be a good idea.
Well, will you take care of it?
Leroy, would you like to do it?
Not me.
Bertie, let's not pass the buck. Let's raise the shades. This is my house, you know.
Yes, sir, but you ain't giving the orders.
Oh. Yeah, I'll raise the shade. I'm not afraid of Aunt Hattie.
Aren't you going to do it, Unc?
Well, as Aunt Hattie says, no use fading the rugs.
No nerve, huh?
It isn't that. I'll just raise it a few...
Being out of cans, like a goat.
But I want really eat like a goat.
I will go and do the cooking.
Yeah, well, of course, these plans are just tentative, Aunt Hattie. I have a lot of work to do at the office. I may not be able to get away until later. Probably after you've gone home.
Yeah. When are you leaving?
Well, I will never leave when I'm needed.
And I may not get away until August.
That's all right. I'll stay.
Yeah, I think I'll stop in Peavy's, pick up some cigars, and go on to the office tonight. I'd rather work nights than have Aunt Hattie breathing down my neck at home. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this evening?
Give me a handful of cigars.
Yeah? I thought your Aunt Hattie made you give up cigars.
Only around the house. I can smoke tonight. I'll be at the office.
Have work tonight?
Let's say I prefer to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Seems I always have a lot of work to do at the pharmacy when Mrs. Peavy's mother comes to visit.
Yeah, you just want to stay away from the house.
I'm very fond of Mrs. Peavy's mother.
That's because she seldom comes to stay.
She would if I didn't send Mrs. Peavy over there. I like to save Mother Hawkins the trip.
Oh, sure.
As a matter of fact, Mrs. Peavy's visiting her now.
Well, care to go bowling? I don't have to go to the office.
I'd like to, but I have to go home at 9 o'clock and feed the parrot.
Does he have to be fed at 9 o'clock?
If I don't, he'll tell on me. You blabbermouth. Hey, there's your boss peeping in the door.
What?
Good evening, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mayor Terwilliger.
Gildersleeve.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Spending the evening at the soda fountain?
Well.
I thought this is where you spend most of the day.
Now, Mr. Mayor.
I'll take a package of these razor blades, Peavy.
Very well.
Well, I thought all of us employees gave you an electric razor last Christmas.
I still need these. I may be shaving some employee's salary if he doesn't spend more time at the office.
Zoink.
Mr. Gildersleeve's on his way to the office tonight. Aren't you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Peavy, did Gildersleeve pay you to make that statement?
No, but if he wants to, it's all right.